Welcome to Age Before Beauty, the series where I take the oldest product in my stash and combine it with some of the newest product in my stash in order to create a combination that I'm excited to use while using up some of the things that have been sitting around forever. In this layout, I am using some Seven Gypsies gaffer tape, and this is probably from 2007, 2008. It does not have a date on it. And also the Toy Box collection, which is a new-ish collection from Carta Bella. And I'm just flipping through here the pile of embellishments that I have picked out to potentially use on this layout. So I'm going to cut my photos apart here. Ta-da! Done. And now I'm going to take this stencil and start working on a background. I'm going to use Distress Oxide inks in a variety of colors, and I'm just working here on choosing a pattern paper that has kind of that shows all the colors in the collection so that I can decide which colors of ink to use to create my background. So I'm flipping through my swatch book here, and I'm not going to make you watch the entire process here. So here we go. Here I am with these colors I've chosen. Candy Apple Red. I don't know what color that green is. I will have to get back to you on that, or I'll put it in the comments. Squeezed Lemonade, and a blue ink there that is the Stampabilities from Hobby Lobby. And I'm using my tool here to just fill in some of the triangles, kind of in a random pattern. This is an older stencil from Crafters Workshop. And you'll see there that I have a sponge applicator for each color. Some time ago when I made that little swatch book, I took and made an applicator for each color of ink that I have. And I really need to come up with a method to keep the applicator pad with the ink. But for now, they're just all in that little tray that you saw earlier, and I just match them up when I need them. So, there is quite a bit of inking going on here, and I'm going to fast forward through a bunch of it here and actually cut some of it out so that you don't have to watch this entire process. And there we go. So that is what it looks like at this stage. I absolutely love this. It was exactly what I was going for. And so now I'm going to go ahead and start creating my layout. So I'm going to start by getting this gaffer tape on the page. Y'all, I have had this tape in my stash for a decade, and I have never used it. So it was beyond time to dig it out and get it on a page. And so I decided to use it kind of as a base for each of the 3 clusters that I'm working on here, 2 of which will have a photo, and the third one will have my title. So I'm sticking on about a 4-inch strip of tape in each of those clusters. So I'm bringing back my photos, kind of trying to get a feel for how it's going to look. And these photos are, time to put some more ink on the background, because when I brought my photos back in, I wasn't happy with how much of the pattern showed behind the photos, so I decided to add a little more. These photos are of my 4-year-old son at his co-op. We go to a co-op every Friday, and when it was his turn to do show and tell, he decided to bring a cookie book that he had gone through and marked all of his favorite recipes that he wanted to make with post-it notes. And in these photos, he is sitting in the circle showing his co-op friends all of the recipes that he plans to make out of this cookbook. And I thought it was a really sweet choice for him to bring to show and tell, and his teachers got quite the kick out of it as well. So of course I had to scrapbook that moment. So I've chosen here this blue and white diagonal stripe from this Toy Box collection, and I am cutting a few strips of that down with a little banner end to kind of layer into my clusters. A lot of this layout is me fidgeting and embellishing each of these clusters, and then as we go I continue to add more and more to the background as well. I probably pull out those inks and add to that background 3 or 4 times, as you'll see. And I cut a lot of that out because I didn't want this to be like the endless process video. I wanted it to be relatively timely. So I apologize for the coughing. That is the pictured child. We've been dealing with coughs for quite some time in our family. So here I am I pulled out the Toy Box Ephemera pack and trying to kind of flip through and pull out some pieces and see what might work as kind of a background for my title. So I kind of dumped everything in this acrylic tray from the Dollar Tree, and I use that a lot for this type of thing. It makes it much easier to sort through the ephemera and see what I want to work with, but yet keep it all contained so that I don't lose little pieces all over my desk, because I have a tendency to do that. So these trays, I have a couple of them from the Dollar Tree. It's kind of a big improvement in my process there to keep everything confined like that. That little piece that says favorite just blew away because I have the window open behind me. It's a nice sunny day, and it just blew off. So that's what happened there, in case you missed it. Now I'm just flipping through all of these beautiful papers from the Toy Box collection. I absolutely love this collection. I can't believe this is my first time using it. And I'm also flipping through some 3x4 Project Life cards that I keep on my desk. And I'm still just trying to figure out what I want to do here as far as a title and kind of a foundation piece to put my title on. So there we go. I believe now I've chosen this yellow one. I think it's going to stay at this point. And I'm going to use this alphabet. This alphabet probably deserves its own video in the Age Before Beauty series. It is also quite old. I believe it is 2008, 2009, maybe 2010. I don't think it's any newer than that, but I don't have it nearby to look at the moment. But I am now starting to layer up my title, and this alphabet is actually so old that I was having trouble peeling the adhesive backing off of the back of the letters. So I finally kind of had to use my fingernail and really pry it off, and then of course I had to add some glue because the adhesive is completely shot. But and I don't know if you miss Cosmo Cricket as much as I do, but their alphabets were some of the best in my opinion. So I was really happy to find these at a yard sale. I had these back when they first came out, and I used them up, like completely demolished them. And so I found them again recently at a yard sale, and I bought every set that was there. So that is my title. They're a book. I got several people, really? A 4-year-old boy and he's choosing a book? And I just thought it was awesome, and so did his teachers. So now I'm pulling out these stickers from Love and Lemon, and I got these at Tuesday morning. They were about $1.50, and there's 5 sheets in a pack, so super, super inexpensive. And I'm going to add one of each of the red stickers to each cluster. I'm really trying to incorporate all 4 of those colors into all of these clusters. So red, blue, yellow, green. I'm sorry, in each 3 of the clusters. There is actually going to be a 4th cluster, but it's not yet on the page. So now I'm just writing in my journaling. And this was so fun to make. I absolutely had a blast making this layout, but there was a lot of time spent flipping through all of the embellishments, all of the chipboard, all of everything, just to really decide how I wanted to do each of these clusters and what I wanted to have on each one and what title I wanted to use. And it was sort of the circle of endless debate, to be honest with you. So I cut a lot of it out because there was really no need for you to watch me flip through the papers like 24 times. So I have those soldiers and that little robot on there, and I'm liking that, but I haven't totally like pushed them all the way down yet because I'm thinking that I probably want to pop them up on Pop Dots at some point. And I'm looking at this paper trying to decide if I can use this to cut some circles out of, and I am now tracing some circles around washi tape. I do in fact have a set of circle stencils, but they were not near me at the time I was making this. And so rather than get up and have another gap in the video, I just grabbed what was near me, which in this case was a roll of washi. So I'm just cutting a couple of circles. I believe I cut another 1 or 2 here before I'm done and using them as another layering element. And now I'm trying to decide what alphabet to use to add some subtitles and a little bit of text. And I end up settling on this white Teresa Collins alphabet. It's like a little matchbook style, and I've used that first sheet up completely, but there are 6 sheets in this little matchbook, which I think is amazing. And if I can ever find any more of these alphabets, I'm going to buy them, because I believe it was like $1.99 for 6 sheets at Tuesday Morning. So I'm just adding some subtitling here on those red stickers in each cluster, and I cut a bunch of that out here. So now I'm layering in a couple of these word stickers from My Mind's Eye. When I make clusters like this, I find that for me, like, the most important aspect in how it looks when it's all finished is having lots and lots of little details. It's detail, 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 detail. And so I always start with a couple of pieces that I can layer as bases, bigger pieces, and then usually one kind of like icon or figurine, or like, this is where I would use stickers like that have a silhouette or an animal, or in this case, robots and toy soldiers. Like, I do actually like to have elements like that in my stash, because I find that they add a lot of fun and a lot of interest to these types of layouts. So now I'm taking a pen and a ruler, and I'm just making a border, and I'm going around several times and slightly offsetting my lines. First I used a black pen, and now I'm using a blue gel pen, and then I believe I also use a copper or a gold gel pen. And again, just slightly offsetting so that I have like this doodly border all the way around the outside of the layout. So I start now with the finishing touches. Here are some enamel dots. These are the Toy Box enamel dots from Carta Bella. And at this point, I'm feeling like it's not quite finished. For some of you, you're probably looking at it going, yes, it is, it's finished, just stop. I decided to add some black spatters, and then before I do that, I'm like, wait a minute, I think I need something in this bottom corner. So I'm playing around with some different options. And I go back to this paper here that I used for that circle that's behind that toy soldier up above. And I decide to do another cluster down in the bottom corner. That corner was just feeling kind of naked to me. So in order to be consistent, I brought in another red sticker from that same Love and Lemon sticker sheet. And then I need another icon, just like I was talking about. I was trying to decide if I used a toy soldier, something like this Explorer phrase sticker, and I end up going for one of these layered stickers. And that actually worked really well for me, which is amazing because I tend to have a very difficult time using layered stickers. They're just, I think because I like to fidget so much with the placement of things, and those are already kind of placed, if you will, that they tend to be hard for me to use. So that was good that I got one on the page. So now I'm going back with my Distress ink. There I just was cleaning off my sponge a little bit because it had started to pick up some of the other colors off of the stencil. And then I'm adding in some more triangles. I didn't feel like there were enough triangles still showing, and I wanted to have a little bit more of that on the layout, so I added a few there at the top, a few here at the very bottom, and that is basically it. I think we're about done here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna, and I went back and did the black spatters. So I did end up doing those after all. I like my spatters, and I put them on most every layout. It's a nice finishing touch for me. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for some close-ups of this layout, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.